The Halo universe is filled with wonder, mystery, and fascinating discoveries around every corner. With so much to explore, four friends decided it was about time that they booted up their consoles and discussed this universe that has grabbed their attention since childhood. JumperScape Audio kindly welcomes you to join them in the library.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to The Library, the show where we talk about Halo lore. This is Auburn from Kindred Fates.
Okay. Where's the cat?
The cat is...
Where is the cat?
Cat's gone. Cat's gone.
She was sleeping on the couch when I saw her last.
You shall not disturb.
The bruise that we had last week that you guys might remember if you actually watched the Patreon Q&A and P.O. Box segments had a severe impact on our lives.
We all had to go to the bathroom.
We are now
Empty.
that, but we are also now repping properly.
Except Shane.
There wasn't enough shirts.
Shane didn't really feel it.
No, there just wasn't enough shirts in there. I think the shirts are great and we appreciate them, but he sent 3 shirts. I'm sorry.
I put the stickers on my Glitch Energy shaker. Glitch Energy is a whole thing that we're sponsored by that we very much appreciate. And if you want to support the show and get us closer to getting a custom flavor, then you can go to glitchenergy.com, spelled with a Y, and use the code Connor141 spelled
CONNOR141.
Get yourself a little bit of a discount and support the show as well. Otherwise, you can go to JumperScape.com, check out our merch, check out the Patreon, and check out our Discord. The community is waiting for you, and we would love to have you join us. Tune into Chatternet every day as well, because if you can't get enough of the library with all of its Halo stuff, then you certainly will get at least a little bit of a fix from Chatternet. A new show every single day. Go and find it. It's great. My friends, Halo.
Halo.
Hello.
That's my pitch. What do you guys think?
Yeah. That's good.
Someone should make a game.
Anyway, yeah. Glitch Energy, Connor141. See you guys next week.
The library was...
But rewinding, we are on to terminals. Not like the after show terminals. We're not terminal at the moment.
We haven't been terminal in a while.
We haven't, much to the dismay of many Patreon members.
See, last time we were, we should fix that.
We should.
Well, we used to do a thing where we would just do it like while we were playing a game.
Yes.
Like Austin would just be like, hey, it's terminal.
And then I realized that I am not playing nearly enough sometimes.
I wasn't going to say it.
I am just not playing nearly enough. I don't have time to play video games as often as I want. So at least I have time now. I didn't have time though to do it before. So nowadays though, we could probably make it happen. So here's the deal. We're talking about terminals. We're talking about Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary terminals. Has a single person in this room, other than me, gotten all the terminals in Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary?
Even if I did, I wouldn't remember if I did.
I watched them all on YouTube.
I've played several CE campaigns with you, so I'm sure maybe I've gotten it by accident because you.
I never bothered to find them.
So Connor, what was it like finding all the terminals?
Yeah, I got lost and gave up on CE.
So,
Oh my God. It's live.
Oh my gosh.
Please add explosion.
Here's the deal. We're going to go through the stories of the terminals. We're starting from Combat Evolved Anniversary, going to Halo 4, and then stopping at Halo 3 for the next 3 weeks. And Combat Evolved Anniversary gets us kicked off in a very interesting way. We get to watch 343 Guilty Spark lose his freaking mind. Just genuinely, from the start, his mind gets lost. We have some really interesting moments that happen in between that I'll be touching on. We won't be touching on every single detail just because there's a whole lot of terminals. If you want to watch it, though, it's about 25 minutes worth of content on YouTube. If you just watch it there, that's the best place to find it and to really get updated on all of it. But there's a couple smaller things I want to touch on with this because there's some that are actually rather interesting for implications for Halo. So the story of the terminals in general for Halo Comedy Evolved Anniversary follows that of the story of Halo Comedy Evolved itself, kind of. The first terminal starts off with 343 Guilty Spark basically warning the Pillar of Autumn, hey, don't approach, like you're in restricted airspace, basically. But humanity can't decipher those, so they don't see it. But there's every other terminal after that does not follow this at all, except for Terminal 9. Terminal 9 is completely different, though, and we'll get to that eventually. All the other terminals, aside from the last 3, or last 2, 9 and 11, actually. 10 is somehow in there, but all of these terminals are basically about the start of 343 Guilty Spark as a character and the development of the Halo rings all the way up until they're fired and all the way up until after all of that. And we get some interesting insights from 343 as a character, because 343 Guilty Spark kind of walks us through what it's like being a caretaker, how lonely that is, how losing connection to the other monitors of the other installations has affected him greatly. At one point, he even brings up that he tried to reach out to 2401 Penitent Tangent, but his last message was a little bit more distressed, and he didn't know what that was about, which we now know is basically Gravemind got 2401 Penitent Tangent. But there's a couple other things that happened that I need to go over. Did you guys know that there is a secret species of Halo that we've never seen before? Another advanced race.
And it's not the Endless?
No, apparently not. The theory is that it might be, but this was back in like 2010. So
Maybe
like they would
it's
have to think about it a long time ago.
I was gonna say maybe it's like long-term story building.
Unless Halo Studios just wants to go in and retcon that that's what it is. But right now,
That's probably what they were doing.
as it stands, though, what it was that 343 Guilty Spark. The problem with that actually is that the Endless were cataloged. They knew what the Endless were. In this circumstance, this ship crashes onto Guilty Spark's installation 04. And when the ship crashes, there's no outward communication. They're not trying to reach out to anybody. It's just a ship that has crash landed there. We never get to see who was inside. We never get to hear what they're about. We get to see what the ship looks like, and it's weird. It is a really weird looking ship. And this kind of brings up a very specific kind of lore question. And that's, you know, what makes an alien in Halo? Because I think
Not
whenever I think of aliens that have been done wrong in Halo, there's only one that I think of, and that's that weird like fishman species from Nightfall that gives us information. Yeah, I'm like, Star Wars?
I'm not too sure what you're speaking of.
Have you not seen that?
I watched Nightfall, but it's been a while.
There's the weird fish guy.
There's a weird fish
that
guy.
does not help me. I'm thinking
Imagine
of the one
making
fish
a
skin
live
from
action
Fortnite.
Halo thing, and you just have Locke and some other people fight worms.
It's probably why I don't remember too much of Nightfall.
It's a
When you really put it that way,
I remember it not being good. I remember Nightfall not being good.
I did like the one random saying Healy terrorist at the beginning.
It was pretty darn funny.
It is kind of weird that they're just like, oh my God, look at that zealot walking into this colony. And he's just, and there's just this fully armored up zealot walking through like a mall or something.
And not only that,
and no one's paying him any mind. Like no one's even going like,
What is that?
and what's more important is that it's freaking Oni that's tracking this guy. Like they're the most terrifying organization. This Nightfall was well after Hunt the Truth.
yeah, and they bombs the place. You know,
when in Rome. So other species. I'm thinking of Fish Guy. I really wish that you remembered Fish Guy, because Fish Guy is hilarious. I love Fish Guy.
He's a fish guy.
He's just.
All I remember is what he looks like. I don't remember a thing he
Look
says.
up his species or something like Nightfall. Alien fish guy. I don't know. I
don't know how Shane's gonna be able to find him.
We're gonna find out. But it's such a random thing because like basically everyone's immediate response was, why is he humanoid? Because it's true. None of the aliens that we've run into, maybe the Jiralhanae, if you really want to get like technical, but they're more close to apes than humans. Him.
Yeah,
yes.
You found him. What did you look up?
Fish Guy.
Halo Nightfall Fish Guy.
That's him.
Wow, that worked.
It's Fish Guy.
That's
Show Connor.
Disturbing, actually. That's
Look,
very creepy.
See, it's Fish Guy, Connor.
He's a fish guy. He's a fish.
He's a fish.
Like the implication here is that they're a slave species
That
for the
looks
Covenant.
foul.
Like they were a slave species for the Covenant. That was the
Slave fish.
implication. And
Why
okay,
am I looking at a picture of a Guta from Halo Reach? A Guta.
Hello there.
but that's the thing. The fish guys from Halo, like they don't
Exist.
They do is the thing. Like they can't. The Halo will never undo what they create. It's one of the most difficult parts about the universe. Is there's no really such thing as retcons. They try their best anyway. I know some Halopedians out there are going to probably get upset at that statement because they're going to be like, actually, listen, guys, I love you all. I am friends with Mr. Icon, CIA, if you will. There are some things that just got to get let go, though. Some things like are necessary to retcon. And Halo does not have that many. We should all be very thankful that Halo does not retcon very frequently. But where we were at with that fish guy thing, I honestly, when it comes to strange alien species in Halo, I need it to not be humanoid. I need humans to be the only ones that look like that.
But fish guy.
I don't like fish guy. He looks like he's from Star
All
Wars.
I remember is he does this. That's what he looks like.
He's
Yeah.
just a weird dude.
That's the only picture of him.
Yeah, because like it's like they're interrogating him for information on this Sangheili because he somehow knows something.
He's a genius.
I guess
He's the fish guy.
I just don't. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't quite understand the. I'm going to assume it's just they really wanted something practical, and it's really hard to make a Sangheili suit. Hence why the Sangheili was 100% CGI the entire time.
and he looked terrible.
Yes. Like for real.
At least Forward Unto Dawn had the sense to make it nighttime and like kind of foggy.
And for like 90% of the time, he's in camo.
Exactly. So all they had to do was animate a floating energy sword for most of the scenes.
It was so much easier to just make little divots in water than to make the elite look like an elite.
They did do a close up,
Yes, and then he got shanked.
and they definitely made him a zealot because they knew they would barely have to animate his face.
Oh yeah, those helmets are helpful. I just keep thinking of every time I think of that scene, I think of the meme that I made at one point. I don't know why it was so funny to me, but I was laughing at myself every time that I was replaying it. Chief just shanks that elite and then just walks up. Sir, I'm here to report that there's this guy named Rick.
Hmm?
It was back during the time when I'm Pickle Rick was funny.
Oh
Was it ever funny?
no.
Never was.
The Pickle Rick thing.
Shane, as a Rick and Morty fan.
It got way too mainstream. And it was just when I first watched the
The
episode.
worst part is most people aren't intelligent enough to understand the humor.
Oh my god. That's like every Rick and Morty fan is saying like you have to have like this higher level of intelligence to think it's funny.
Yeah.
No, but there is a lot of good storytelling. Oh my god. There is a lot of good storytelling that you really have to pay attention to. And they do a good job at adding stuff. That's what you moved Maya. But
I just wanted to touch it.
So,
oh my god.
what were you saying there, Shane? Very profound.
I don't fucking remember. Oh no.
Talking about how his superior intellect allows him to enjoy
If you're a Rick and Morty fan out there and you think you have to have this higher level of intelligence to enjoy it, stop. It is like
Shane is speaking as someone with not higher intelligence.
it is like I'm gonna leave and go home. You guys can find a fourth host, and you guys can find someone else to do Unlocked and Loaded tonight. I'm going home after this. Fuck. Okay, we need to cut where you're not locked in at all.
All right, so
It's from the beers we had last week.
yes.
Yeah, last week.
So here's the deal. We continue on with the terminals, and it gets progressively worse for Guilty Spark. He gets more rampant as time goes on, which apparently every single AI that the Forerunners made could go rampant, I guess. It takes hundreds of thousands of years, in this case 100,000 or less, but they can go rampant, and in this case it's just because Guilty Spark is sad and alone, which makes sense. I've been alone on Forge World before. It does eventually make you go crazy.
When you hear that one bird chirp for like the 7th time.
Yeah,
You know?
or like some maps that have just a in the distance. You're like, where'd that come from? Like Forge World has that. There's a little spire in the distance that makes a sound every time it fires. Gets so annoying after a while. Yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting story, but it really starts to ramp up when you get towards the end. Pretty interesting.
You had to go from 1 to 10.
1 to 10 what?
Guilty balls.
Had to come up with that one off the top of your head, didn't you?
It wasn't great.
No, I'll humor you. The story being told in the terminals is probably a 10 out of 10 to me. I mean, it's a solid, condensed, like contained story that I like 343 Guilty Spark as a character. I love Tim the Dabo. He knows what JumperScape is, despite the fact that I never told him.
Which is something.
That's certainly something. I was telling him, I'm like, I'm representing JumperScape. I met him at Torg, and he was just like, "Don't you guys do a podcast?" I'm like, "How do you know that?" And he goes, "I don't know." I'm just like, sure, yeah. Man, I'm doing so much to try to make it so that we're not just the podcast guys. But every now and then I'm like, just give up. Just be the podcast guys.
Sometimes you get typecast, okay?
I know, but like, I love to do so much more than just podcasts that I'm like, do I? Well, then again, does it reflect me personally? I don't know, man.
But it does keep me up at night.
Halo. So Guilty Spark is going progressively
We're a
insane.
little burnt out from last week.
It's fine. So there's what is it? It's 049 Abject Testament goes through and says that Forerunners should be forgotten, which was rough. Because honestly, he's right.
Well,
and they were.
I'm sorry, but when we played Cursed Halo,
yeah,
on the library, what was the name?
Library.
434 what? When we had to do the math questions.
Oh, damn.
434 what? When we had to do the math questions.
Dude, I wouldn't be able to remember that off the top of my head. 434. I don't know. I just know he was giving us math problems.
We had to do math problems and we had to fight infected. We had to fight the combat forms.
Can you believe this, Jimmy?
Yes.
So it continues on until we get to Terminal 9, and Terminal 9 is where things take a severe turn. You guys remember that one terminal where Keys gets progressively more infected, and it's one of the most terrifying depictions of flood infection. Why are you laughing?
Connor's face when you said, "Do you remember that depiction?" Connor's like,
I think Shane's just thinking of how humorous it is to watch a man slowly lose his grip of reality.
Yeah. I already have. I look in the mirror every day.
Dude, I can't stand thought.
You have a mirror in your bathroom. How do you not once a day
Look down.
Fair enough.
So Keys has a whole terminal to himself, actually voiced
Greedy
by
bastard.
freaking oh gosh, what's his name? Oh no,
You can do it.
no, I can't.
Think harder.
No, I
We're not locked in. I'm
Think
sorry, everybody.
faster.
I can't.
Close your eyes
Ew.
harder.
Ew, I didn't like that face and noise you were making.
So here's the deal. There's a character. There are two characters that this voice actor plays, and one of the characters is literally named after him, which is what bothers me so much. Can't remember the character, but he voices Keys, and he voices that one sergeant that has his own firefight voice in Stacker. His name is Stacker. I don't remember his first name, but it's
candy.
Stacker, Mr. Stacker.
Y'all remember Stackers, the candy?
Do I look like an ammo bank to you?
It's the only line. I don't remember all the other ones.
Yeah, that's the one.
It's so funny.
I remember Noble Six's "Yes, sir." You can just
Yes,
spam
sir.
it. Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Did you miss me?
What are you looking at? Tell that to the Covenant.
I seriously love that one. There's so many that funny, hilarious lines in that are just, gosh, they're so funny. Listening through them is amazing.
It could have been your daddy, but never mind.
So this whole thing with Keys getting infected is actually probably one of the most terrifying depictions of flood infection. Probably the most, like, number one most terrifying depictions. Because Keys is not quickly infected by the flood. He doesn't have a combat form. He's getting infected by an entire like grave mind, proto grave mind, basically. And slowly getting poked and prodded for information. They're not trying to just take over his mind and go from there. They're trying to slowly creep their way through his brain to find all of his memories to eventually find. It's presumed to be the location of Earth. For some reason, honestly, I don't know why the Flood would be interested in that.
I think it's more location of more biome.
Probably, yeah. I just remember Keyes being like, I won't give you the location of Earth, but I'm assuming that's probably him just enacting Cole Protocol automatically because he's a good captain.
He's a good captain. He could say you could give him the keys.
I love how you're so far away from your mic.
You could give him the keys.
I heard nothing of that.
I'm sorry. I'm very dynamic today. I'm moving everywhere.
Bring it with you. Bring it with you when you go on journeys.
He just rips it out of the stand, just looking.
Oh, I'm going upstairs.
It can go along. It's on a
I'm going as far as the wire will take me.
It can go pretty darn
Get
far.
Bluetooth.
It's so long.
It's so
That's what she
long.
said.
So Keyes has this whole thing of, he's trying to remember his daughter. He can't. He's trying to remember his wife.
Why are you
he
looking
can't.
at him
or
like that? Like you're admiring him.
lover, because
I do
Halsey.
admire him.
Because Halsey. Because Halsey smiled. Because Halsey
we
is
are
like
not locked in.
A bit of a fling that he's got going. I'm locked in. I don't know what you guys are doing.
I'm listening. I was just listening, and then Shane pointed out that I was listening not to his liking.
Because Keyes is trying to remember everything that he can about himself. He's repeating his own code to himself, but he keeps on forgetting more and more things because the Flood is just slowly eating away at his psyche. It is terrifying. It's grotesque. It's just sad, and it makes me cry.
Does it?
Yeah.
Why aren't you crying?
Well, because I haven't watched it. Remembering is fine. I don't really mind.
He'll be okay.
Yeah.
he's not okay. Spoiler alert, he's not okay.
So Keyes is just doing all that, and unfortunately it does end with him eventually dying. But the most interesting one out of all of this is whatever is Connor's lap. What's going on?
Nothing good.
I'll share later.
Okay. So the last terminal out of all of it is a freaking Halo 2 crossover, which was a nice indication that we were going to get a Halo 2 anniversary early on. It's a whole thing that explains why
Boy, I can't wait for Halo 3 anniversary.
Why the heretic leader, Sessa Rafumi,
What a name.
went and ignored the Arbiter entirely. Why he didn't even hear him out or acknowledged that Thel was interested in hearing what Guilty Spark had to say. And it does a decent job. It's okay. Because there's this whole buildup of like Guilty Spark being really upset that the ring was destroyed, but that the Covenant might be basically the reason why he goes to the Covenant, to the heretics originally, is because he believes that they're a good way of getting payback, basically. They're going to worship me. I can do this. I can build an army, basically. So he goes to Sessa, and Sessa is just sitting there like, that's crazy. I cannot believe this. And he's like, believe it. I don't want to. Please. Okay.
I'm going to now start beaming propaganda messages to High Charity.
Santa is not real, brother.
No.
This heretic and those who follow him must be
That
silenced.
freaking SpongeBob one that I did is like, this heretic and those who follow him must be silenced. Their slander offends all who walk the path.
Why use am I can no longer command ships.
Didn't
Lead
you make
troops into
that?
battle?
Yeah.
That one SpongeBob one I made.
I usually just don't like to reference Halo in my posts.
Sorry.
I don't like it because it's like I got so popular. No one cared about me though.
They cared about the meme.
They cared about the memes, and that's what really made me just like, that's it. I'm starting a whole media company and I'm doing it without you. And then Dustin came along.
Gunny.
And Gunny. And Watto.
Yeah, he's kind of with us now. He's not really with the JumperScape stuff.
That's true.
He appears at the game nights.
He's a
but-
guy.
Watto.
Yeah.
I asked him because last time I talked to him, we talked about him coming to Ohio.
Yeah.
And he said, he's like, next time I come to Ohio, he's like, it might be permanently. He's waiting for some things to get taken care of with his family.
Dude,
then he wants to, I told him I'd help him try to find a job over here.
We getting a close Mexican friend for free?
Probably.
Sweet. Okay.
The ones I used to have in high school left me. They don't talk to me anymore.
Yeah.
What'd you do?
Nothing. I didn't do anything. They all just kind of went and did their own thing. And
I would like to look at it as they grew up very fast.
yeah, yeah,
Life got going for them real quick.
yeah. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Stare in the dirty laundry, I guess.
I'm so out of it.
I don't know what the laundry is.
It's not something I would like to say on air.
Then don't.
yeah.
Oh no, I'm not. There's a reason I didn't.
Then don't.
I
It's
didn't.
the same as the reason I was looking at
Stop
Connor's
it.
lap.
What do you mean stop it? What do you mean stop?
Okay.
What button did you just push?
Did you whomp him?
I got whomped.
Final thing.
I saw her go. She did it with some enthusiasm.
Final
It
thing.
wasn't just a. She just
From the top ropes.
Final thing on the terminals, because I just really want to get to the Q&A. I'm not going to lie. The terminals for Halo Combat Evolved are primarily contained within 343 Guilty Spark story, but the most interesting parts about this one is always going to be about those random aliens we don't know anything about, Keyes' slow infection, and Cessa Refami coming to terms with the fact that in his mind, because Thel became an arbiter, he's completely impossible to convince.
I thought those were Halo 2 anniversary.
That's the thing. That's what I said just 5 minutes ago, that this was the tease that Halo 2 anniversary was going to be coming.
you struck a nerve. Can't you tell?
Y'all don't pay no attention.
You got that
not-
right.
Y'all ain't paying attention.
Connor, what's your favorite Halo terminal?
You're talking to me about being like, not being locked in. Y'all ain't locked in. I'm here. I'm now.
See,
Jim!
you see, my favorite terminals when we're
I think
walking through
Cheyenne's
New
ears are
Mombasa.
bleeding after that. He screamed, Jim!
Not as loud as Connor with some of the Patreon things.
Dick. Hammer bush.
So anyway, as you were saying, Connor,
The ones in, I always get these two games mixed up. What's the city one again?
Halo 3 ODST?
That one, ODST. I always call it Reach.
Those aren't even terminals.
Oh, those aren't terminals. The recordings you
Are
find.
you talking about the story from what's her name?
The audio logs from Sadie and
Yeah.
Those are
Disha.
terminals to me.
They're not.
real to me.
Shoot.
real to me.
I guess my opinion is just invalid. It's okay,
It is.
James.
You're right. You're just not figuring it
So
out.
right, dude.
Dude,
He keeps mixing up
dude, I
New
also,
Alexandria. That's what he's doing.
I realized I also had another mix up. The Oni and what was the other one?
You should just stop talking before you.
the other one?
No. The Oni cannon and Goss is what I got mixed up. I
Oh
think.
yeah, he got mixed up with the Oni and Hannibal stuff. He got them reversed.
Oh, that's whatever.
But
It's calling the audio logs terminals.
You only-
That's worse.
you only missed one. You only noted one though. You had two, didn't you? You had a second one.
I just said any of them in New Mombasa are pretty cool.
Kumbaya,
Okay.
my lord. Kumbaya.
Hey, just think. There's a whole
Kumbaya,
community
my
of
lord.
people out there either laughing with us and at me or face palming hard. I am uniting everyone. All right.
Connor's here for comedic relief.
Dude, hold on, wait. This actually brings me up to this thing. In the Discord, did you guys see that someone, I think it was Nighthawk, made a poll of who is the best library host?
I was going to try not to bring it up.
I have to, because it's so funny that you guys each got 2 votes.
Yeah.
And then like Connor almost tied me at like 9. Actually, no, Connor, you won.
I won.
You won the vote. He's the best host on the library, according to them.
It ain't even my show.
I want you to know it's an ironic vote.
On Room 237, they did one there too.
You lost.
Ashton won.
That's insane. That's insane.
What? It's both of our shows.
It's Aston shows now.
No, I just said it's both of our shows.
Not anymore.
I can tell you're bothered by the way you're reacting.
I'm bothered that you guys think I actually care.
And then there was a third one. The best
Oh no.
Everything's just falling apart.
the best non.
What happened? Did a daddy long leg like touch it or what? I don't know.
He stood up.
And then the third one.
This is generally like the most fun episode we've done in weeks. I don't know why.
It was the best non-host of the library. And the 2 options were iChum and Cheyenne. and Cheyenne won.
You beat the cat?
I beat Chummy?
Yeah.
How dare you beat
You
the
beat
cat?
Chummy? How dare you?
That's horrible. Wait, what did I beat her for?
No, you just beat her in the poll.
Oh, yeah, but like what poll?
You're like,
I wasn't paying that much attention. I'm sorry.
There was a poll for the best non-library, like non-host host.
See, and that's the thing. I should get disqualified because I do Chatternet.
Sure. Yeah. So I guess Chummy wins by default.
Chummy always wins.
My friends, thank you guys so much for listening today.
I know they enjoyed this episode.
We're gonna go to Patreon and Q&A here in a bit, and then next week when we do Halo 2 terminals, that'll be, or Halo 2, Halo 4, it'll be much more. It'll be better because we're gonna combine the Halo 2 and Halo 4 ones together because they kind of are related to each other. And you'll get a whole lot more plot. Trust me. It's just Comedy Evolved Anniversary. It really is just 343 Guilty Spark losing his marbles, random aliens, Keys going insane, and then a really cool sneak peek to Halo 2. That's kind of it. So, get ready for next week. You're going to love it. Otherwise, JumperScape.com to support us and also get connected to the Discord. Go to glitchenergy.com to help us out there as well. You can go use code Connor141 spelled
CONNOR141
to get yourself a little bit of a discount, support us, and get us closer to getting a custom flavor. And otherwise, listen to Chatternet Daily because that show is doing really well, and we love to interact with you guys on that show. It has a phone number now. You guys should really actually listen to it and get yourselves
leave some voicemails for us.
I should have screenshotted it the other day.
Yeah.
Screenshot of what?
The phone number. I had it for a second.
But anyway, thank you guys so much for listening. We're going to go over to our Patreon and Q&A segments here in a second. And if you don't join us for that, just stick around for 5 seconds. You will. But if you don't, we'll see you guys next week with that. Otherwise, we'll see you in a little bit. Welcome back. We're doing the Patreon and Q&A. For the fact that we secretly recorded this episode just before the previous weeks, we got 2 weeks in a row recorded in one day. I'm going to read the Discord usernames this time so that we at least have different usernames to read. So whoever you guys are, we won't really know, but your usernames here in the Discord will be read instead, and it'll be a good time. So we're going to start off with those who are online. There's quite a few of you are offline. Starting up at the top with the Fableists, we have Buck, Offensively Based, The Festive Slipstream, The Xbox Luminary Guy, Clover Ocean, Mass Durance Domain, Spartan 064, Clutch Burner 15, Old Saint Kid Puncher 2006, Threachian, Darren JPEG, Dadarov, The Shizno Moose, Wraith 0912, Zealot of Lactation Tika Vadamai, and Potassium Sword. And then on to the offline ones. Armed Bumblebee.
What? Hell yeah.
Boomerang.
Hey, it's Boomerang.
Chaplain Strive. Also, Boomerang just dropped, actually, episode 7 of Crash. Take a look. It's awesome. Chaplain Strive, Cool Blaze 32, Deleted User, Dick Amberbush. Oh, sorry. Dick Amberbush. Yeah! There you go. Sorry. I was just going to. It's been so long. Dr. Fingers, Durandal.
Dr. Fingers. I don't like that. Dr. Fingers is a weird name.
Ethan Hunt, X-Chetch, Flyboy Pfeiffer, Germany's Finest, Hunter 30A, Ian, Insane Man 66, Eisen Habuko, Iskari, Jadlam 1999, Jags Amali, Kef Gotolad, Kill All Noobs, Laughing Sam, Moss Actual, Neek, Non-Zero Milk MT, Partisan Horse, Random Svid, Ray, Roya DB. No, that's a team member. What are you doing in there? Slap Nuts, Smog Min Maxer. Smog Min Maxer. Snow, Spider Dan, Tyler Homoscapians, 3 Dots, Anonymous, Unreal Shipping Lane, Wraith, LS33, Ghost in the Machine, and I already know you're there, so I have to end it. Last, but certainly not least, Warm Apple Smiles.
A G.
Well,
Thank you.
Swouse.
What are we on with our questions for today?
What are we on?
What are we on?
What are we?
Alcohol.
where am I?
What the hell is
What?
going on?
I can't feel my fucking face.
Oh, James.
Oh, James.
Here, James, take a chill, Jim.
I had to switch windows again to mark your swear word.
Just split the.
Don't you do it.
I was gonna.
Okay, what's our question before we have another problem?
Are we gonna have a problem?
How
You
many
wouldn't want to speak to
Okay.
human resources,
From-
would you?
From Milker of Lactators.
I feel like they're making a return.
How many lactators are there now? I need to know how many I have to milk.
6.
Ew.
Oh no! You can find that out on your own, pal.
Go to the Discord and just
start counting.
yep. Let us know next week.
If you just type in LACT, I bet you'll see every single one of them.
There's about 23 of them.
Why do you know? Bros,
I'm gonna tell me you threw a number out.
Call on the lactators.
Please tell me you threw a number out of nowhere.
No, I actually checked recently.
You saw the question coming, didn't you?
No.
16.
16?
Only 16.
In the member list?
Yep.
Oh.
Okay.
There's less than before. They changed their names. Jeez. I haven't checked in like a month.
Fair enough.
Next.
Okay, from Spartan Fox, are we doing 5?
Yes.
Okay. From Spartan Fox, you can get rid of any weapon for Halo. What would it be?
The assault
Get rid
rifle.
of?
Yes,
That's
get rid of a
different.
weapon.
Okay.
The assault
I gotta think
rifle.
really hard. What?
I hate it.
You're stupid.
You're dumb.
Actually,
Peer pressure.
You know what? I'm going to hurt your feelings now. Gravity hammer.
you're gonna get kicked.
Kick me.
There's so much flexibility.
I'm very shocked by the amount of flexibility there.
Don't test him.
I'm convinced you could have kicked me if you wanted
I
to.
could have.
No, he can.
You are
easily.
aware I could do damn near a full split, right?
I am aware, but I don't know. I just didn't think it would work like that.
That's insane.
Let me think of a real answer.
The Halo
You go
3
ahead.
Mauler.
What was the question?
I
again?
like the Mauler.
I
gun would you
genuinely
wanna get
It
rid
sounds
of?
like a camera.
What gun would I want to get rid of?
Weapon.
Yeah, what weapon? do you
From
wanna
any
get rid of?
Halo game?
Any Halo game. But Mauler from Halo 3.
Halo 3 Magnum. You're fried for taking the Mauler over
The
that.
Magnum.
The Magnum is literally terrible.
No, it's not.
It's pretty bad.
No, it's three.
horrible.
It's 3 shots for a melee kill, or it's
You're
perfectly
dead before you get that third shot off because doof, unless you're dual wielding it. Doof. I was gonna say that's the only way it's viable if you switch, go back and
Sesame.
I stand.
She said.
forth. All right, JumperScape 1v1, me and Cheyenne. Let's see how that goes. Everyone can watch.
I pick. You ready for this?
Oh yeah.
You ready for this?
Oh yeah.
Sure.
The Halo Reach plasma launcher.
Honestly,
I can see that as controversial.
It would be.
Yeah,
I'm half agreeing with you, but also
I
half
see
not.
why you would.
I think its uses are stupid niche, and unless you're using it on
Here's-
a Scorpion or a brain dead Banshee,
Big team battle, big maps, wide open maps. You can. It's a
The
free
launcher's
kill.
hilarious on Big Team
'Cause
Battle.
It is.
You can just map people and they can't outrun it.
Well, it's so
I think
funny
part of my
watching
disdain
track.
is because most of my use of actually even bothering to use it has come in Fiesta, and trying to use it in actual like person to person combat
There is
makes
one.
me want to die.
There is one big hard counter in Halo Reach to it.
Everything.
No, armor lock.
Oh yeah.
I thought we were just randomly hitting the whip for no reason.
No, everything
There's
is
only
not a
one
counter to it.
to the plasma launcher.
I think it's also one of the most forgettable weapons. I feel like most people forget
I
it
wouldn't say
existed.
that because there hasn't been really anything like.
No, you
it.
want to know one of the most forgettable weapons in Halo is the plasma repeater.
Yeah, but I think it
was
looks
though.
cool.
It looks cool, but man, it's
Now,
just-
was it the precursor to the storm rifle hell we've been in? Yes.
Bring back the plasma rifle. How hard is it?
Apparently hard.
Connor, what would you actually get rid of?
Pulse rifle carbine.
Pulse carbine.
Amen.
That's a good
I
choice.
like it. I don't care what you guys say.
I figured it out a while ago as well. I still hate it.
I don't want to have to be at the just perfect or perfectly correct range for it to be viable.
It
Here's
gets
the
beaten
thing,
by
though. It's a
everything.
great team weapon because you can strip someone's shield in like literally what feels like
Team
one burst,
schmeme.
but I know it's 2.
Well, like that's the thing is like there's other weapons that do the exact same thing.
Like what?
AR shreds shields.
And kill.
But at
I
that
beg to differ.
range, the AR spread might not do it that
Tap
fast.
fire it.
It's still not going to do it that fast.
Tap fire it?
Yeah.
I promise you,
It
at that
strips
range with an
shields
assault
faster
rifle,
than anything else.
if I have an assault rifle
I mean-
versus someone who's good with that thing, I promise you, I'm winning that.
The thing
gunfight
is
10
that like
times
I
out of
can't
10.
imagine I'm going to be able to beat anybody that's actually good at the game with that weapon.
No.
Like if you're playing against someone who doesn't know how to take cover, maybe. Because that's the only way. That's the easiest way to beat it. It's not hit scan. So because of that, you just take cover, and all those shots are just going to hit the wall. Then you turn the corner, pop them real quick.
Anyone else hits the wall? Bullets.
But they move.
They're not.
Next question.
I rest my case. Thank you, guys.
No.
Let's move on to the next question.
Our next question comes from Connor's favorite patron. If you want to say it for me, Austin.
Connor, you ready?
Yep.
All right. Dick Hammerbush! Yup!
Whoa.
Okay, and the question is, how many bushes could a hammer if a hammer bush could hammer bushes?
You should just say yeah with that cadence.
At least 12.
That's amazing.
At least 12 naked Sangheilies.
Out of 10.
What do you mean, what?
That was our rating.
I understand. I'm saying 12 out of 10. What?
Where are we going, guys?
Okay, let's see.
Jim.
Next up is our last question. Yeah. From Slipstream. James, are you feeling bonita in your Sangheili armor?
You better say, I feel bonita.
I do feel bonita.
Why did you say it like that?
That's how he says it.
I feel bonita.
I feel bonita.
I feel bonita.
Do you or do you not feel bonita?
I feel bonita.
Jeez.
Because
just okay.
One more.
Yeah,
Let's do one more because those.
that's a one person. Actually, we had two one-person questions. I'm trying to push for more questions for the people.
I don't want to push for too many more.
Okay, this one is a two-parter.
Okay.
So, this is from Superfly.
He's super fly, guys.
Yes. Which is a really good ball python morph, by the way.
All right.
How would you all feel if Halo got the Call of Duty HQ tree?
You already
lost me.
Already lost me.
Continue though.
I wonder what already exists.
Where you have a central application and separate applications for the campaigns, live service multiplayer,
You mean the
and
Master Chief
Forge
Collection?
that are all updated independently.
Okay, so here's the deal. Here's the thing. The Master Chief Collection to me is a whole different ballgame, and because of the fact that it's all in the same thing, you can go back and forth between every single game in one launcher.
And its menu doesn't look like a headache.
Call of Duty's method of doing this HQ thing is one of the most 90s internet ways they could have ever done it, by having a launcher that launches the game.
Yeah.
That is one of the most archaic and tone deaf modes of launching a game I've ever seen from a top tier AAA
Launching
company.
game.
I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense.
Not to mention the amount of disk space it takes up is insane.
Yeah, I don't get that either, because honestly, this should be
Well,
worrying about optimization by this point.
You can choose what to. I have no other Call of Duty installed. Nothing.
You still have to go through the Call of Duty HQ.
You don't have Black Ops 3 installed?
Huh?
You have Black Ops 3 installed?
No, I do.
Okay.
I'm talking about the Call of Duty HQ, like the app it takes to run.
You
it's
just
still
said
hundreds of gigs
You just
per
said
game.
in general, though. I had to
Yeah, I
check
don't.
you.
Yeah, I don't have them. You don't have to install those.
Get
Yeah,
checked.
but what I'm saying is
If we're
I still
talking-
think the HQ's dumb, and I wish if I loaded up Black Ops 6, it would just load up Black Ops 6.
No, yes, I agree, but it's like maybe one more screen. Like if we're the bigger gripe is definitely the space, but you can choose. You literally
It's
can
more,
choose.
it's more the fact that the Call of Duty launcher is one of the worst launchers I've ever experienced in
It
my
is
life.
very.
Why
buggy.
did they
now
decide
that
to-
I understand?
I just want to know why. What was the point?
To make it feel a little bit fancier and to make it proprietary, so then they can more easily push you microtransactions right to your face without having to worry about going through some other platform.
Yeah, screw them.
It's a generalized method of getting you to pay more attention to it.
Now that I wholeheartedly agree with. It's toxic and it's stupid.
I'll just wait for my next Slush episode. I'm diving deep into
It's the
Call of Duty.
only reason why that they have their own launcher. There's no other reason for it. Aside from the fact that Steam is something that Activision really hates. They hate Steam. And they're trying their very best to not use it.
To make their own Steam.
Yeah, they want people to have Call of Duty HQ. So that, like, this is straight up the thing, right? Call of Duty is built on this concept of no other game should exist. That is like one of the biggest things about Call of Duty is they want Call of Duty to be everything that everyone thinks about all the time. So because of that, you have the Call of Duty launcher. I love Call of Duty. I'll just get rid of Steam. I'll just get rid of Epic Games. They'll have my favorite game franchise right here, ready for me to launch at any time. That's the whole concept.
Said the Squire.
Okay, are you ready for part 2?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Part 2 has a swear word, so I'm gonna sub in something else.
Go for it. Use a random word off the top of your head.
Well, no, because it's a verb.
Okay, still.
You can do it, senora.
Figure it out.
I trust you so
I believe
much to
you.
do this.
Secondly, how peanut butter would you be?
Perfect. Continue.
I'm sorry, I just wasn't
gonna
ready
guess
for
that's
it.
I wasn't ready for peanut butter.
This is why
I was
Matt
ready
lives
for
his
like
life.
an anagram or something. Like
That's my woman.
I just don't swear.
No, it's fine. I love you for it.
I never outgrew the I feel bad saying it stage.
It's fine. Like I said, I love you for it.
Love you too. Okay, secondly, how peanut butter would you be if the next Halo multiplayer proceeds to sell us the same stuff we've already bought in this current live service multiplayer experience?
I'll be very upset.
every year, baby.
So
Well, I don't buy it. So
are we talking
won't bother
we're
me
talking
none.
like armor and stuff, right?
I'm fine with them having armor, but it's just how you get the armor that's going to bother
Well,
me.
the thing is that I don't really mind the armor looking the same because what ends up happening instead is every Halo game has a different iteration on that same armor. That's what makes it interesting to me. It's not usually just carbon copy. Halo Infinite broke that by just being like, hey, you guys remember Reach? You want to remember it again?
And again.
And again.
And again. Let's purposely withhold armor that's been done for years.
Seriously, I genuinely am so shocked that there's actually a movement on Twitter that's like hashtag forget Reach. That was crazy to see.
What?
Yeah, because people are tired of seeing Halo
They
Reach
keep-
armor.
Yeah, I
They
mean,
want different armor.
I mean, I'm fine with the Reach armor being there, but I want more armor.
You want oh my gosh. Halo 2 armor was added to Halo Infinite.
I did see that.
They busted it.
Yeah, it didn't look
The
too good.
shoulder pads are wrong. They are literally off to the side. They are clipping into the shoulder. They haven't
Oh, like
fixed
the
it.
chief armor?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And they haven't fixed it. I'm like, guys, please. Something has to work at some point. Why is this being treated like you guys are all indie developers that have never touched a...
Maybe they're all working on the next project.
No, they're not.
Yet again, how many $1 million company is this? Maybe
Thanks so much for listening, everybody. Go to JumperScape.com if you want to get connected into the community.
Sorry the vibes got crushed.
Go to Patreon.com to support us and all of that. There's Patreon is linked there. Discord is linked there. Go to Glitch Energy if you want to get yourself a nice little cup of something that'll keep you nice and energized like it does for me because it helps a lot during busy work days. If you want to get a little bit of a discount, though, and support us, get your little thing with the code Connor141 spelled
CONNOR 141.
and that will get you a little bit of a discount and it will get us that much closer to getting our own little custom flavor. Thank you guys so much for listening this week, and we'll see you guys next week with Halo 2 and Halo 4s.
The library was produced and published by JumperScape Audio. Funding was provided by our fantastic patrons on Patreon. If you enjoy the show and wish to support JumperScape's future projects or get some sweet benefits, join our Patreon at patreon.com/JumperScape or become part of this truly special community at discord.gg/JumperScape. Thank you for your listenership, and we hope you enjoyed.